Don't forget to like the video. And don't forget to subscribe.
So basically, Candida is a type of yeast which is naturally found in your digestive tract and in your body. It's only a problem if it starts to become overgrown in your body and just, populate and become present in excessive amounts. So that is when you tend to see symptoms and you'll have a few issues. So that is when it becomes a problem. So what can cause a Candida overgrowth is things like taking antibiotics, because it sort of just clears your body of bacteria, and then that means there's spaces present for the Candida to sort of repopulate along your digestive tract. And also taking contraceptive pills can also impact your gut flora, and it means can kind of unbalance it, and Candidas can sort of overgrow in that sense as well. And also having a low immune system. So if you found your immune system was low at a certain point, that could be another chance for the Candida to sort of overgrow as well. So those are some of the things that cause Candida overgrowth. Other things include drinking excessive amounts of Candida, alcohol, eating excessive amounts of sugar, because Candida is a yeast, so what it thrives on is sugar. So that's why in the Candida diet you tend to cut out sugar to help starve it. So today I thought I'd just show you a quick run through of the Candida diet and what I eat, a few of the meals I eat during the day that helped combat my Candida, as well as a few of the other things that I did to help fight off Candida as well. So to start off with, the foods you want to avoid are sugar, as I mentioned earlier, because Candida thrives on sugar, so you want to cut that out of your diet. So this includes sugar in all forms, so that's like sucrose, fructose, glucose, corn syrup, malt, cakes, biscuits, desserts, jams, soft drinks, honey, dried fruits, and fruit juice. However, you can have stevia, so if you do feel like you need that sort of sweet thing, like a recipe that you're baking, you can supplement the sugar for stevia, which is a much healthier option as well, so it's a win-win. Yeasts and fermented foods are also excluded from the Candida diet, so things like breads, soy sauce, alcohol, malt, Vegemite, ketchup, and pickles. However, apple cider vinegar is okay, so you can have that while on the Candida diet. So simple carbs are also excluded from the diet, so these are things like white flour, white rice, and white pasta. And finally, things like mushrooms, peanuts, blue cheese, and hard cheeses are also excluded from the diet. Now the reason why peanuts are excluded from the Candida diet, which was really hard for me because I loved peanut butter, so excluding this was like, oh. So once I could eat it again, I was like, yes! Woo! Anyway, so the reason why peanuts are excluded from the Candida diet is because they can sometimes grow a fungi or mold on them, which can trigger a reaction in Candida sufferers who are particularly sensitive to mold. So yeah, so that's why they are excluded from the diet. Now things that you can eat, so we'll go away from the things you can't and move on to the things you can, because you're probably sitting there thinking, what can I eat then? I can't eat any of these good things, what can I eat? So the foods you can eat are things like fish, meat, and poultry, things like nuts, seeds, and legumes, whole grains such as quinoa, amaranth, oats, brown rice, and millet, and a few other whole grains. However, you want to keep wheat to a minimum because it can irritate the gut. Veggies, especially green and raw vegetables, but you want to keep potatoes to a minimum and only eat them with the skins on. Keep fruit to a minimum, but if you must have it, only 2 pieces of fruit a day is recommended. And you want to avoid fruits like dates, grapes, and other high sugar fruits. You can eat plain live yogurt because it's high in beneficial probiotics, which is great for replenishing that gut flora. And finally, you can eat as much coconut oil and use as much coconut oil as you like in your cooking because it's a fantastic antifungal. So this is one of the many uses of coconut oil. I'll link in the cards above the other many uses of coconut oil that I use it for, but it's really great for Candida. You can actually grab a bit of coconut oil and put some tea tree oil in it and mix it together, and then you can apply it to irritated or affected areas as like a cream because it's fantastic at relieving like just irritation and things. And you can also consume it like liberally because it's fantastic for combating Candida. So if you'd like to, you can actually test it out. I've done it before, it's not too bad, but some people are like, But it's actually okay. So if you guys want to, you can test it out. So you can put a tablespoon of coconut oil into some tea and drink that, and it's fantastic because it just helps you to like consume more coconut oil than you would say if you only use it in cooking and things. So just a little tip if you guys want to try it. And finally, you want to drink plenty of water because this will just help to flush out all the toxins and things that are in your body. So really good. Now before I move on to what I eat in a day when following the Candida diet, I'll just quickly run through the symptoms that can tell you if you may have Candida or not. So some of the symptoms that can tell you whether you have a Candida overgrowth or not are things like persistent constipation, bloating, or gas. things like mental fog that you can't shake, debilitating chronic fatigue or exhaustion, intense sugar cravings because the candida feeds off sugar. So if you do cut it out of your diet, you'll notice that you have really strong cravings for anything that has sugar in it because the candida is telling you it needs it to eat. So if you do cut it out, it's essentially starving the candida, which is why it reacts so strongly to wanting sugar. But if you can hold off on the initial stage and push through that barrier, you'll come out the other side a lot better, I can tell you now. Chronic sinus infections are another symptom, as well as a white coating on your tongue. Excess mucus, reoccurring vaginal infections, and you'll notice it's very itchy down there, especially if the candida overgrowth is low in your gut. You'll notice it. Whereas if it's high, you know, in your sort of throat area, you notice like the white coating of your tongue and the like sores that appear on your mouth as well. It just depends on whereabouts the candida overgrowth is in your digestive tract. Depression and anxiety is another symptom. Also persistent food and environmental allergies, and also hyperthyroidism is another symptom that can occur because candida inhibits thyroid conversion. As I mentioned earlier, if you have candida overgrowth in the higher areas of your digestive tract or throat area, you may find you get white sores on your in your mouth and around your mouth, which are cottage cheese-like in appearance, and they're really sore. It can get redness, burning as well, and it can get to a point where it's so severe that you can find it really difficult to swallow and eat. So now I'm going to show you guys what I eat in a day of following the Candida diet. So the recipes I mainly used when I was following the Candida diet were from the book Eat Your Greens by Pete Evans. He had an awesome just collection of ways to cook greens differently and ensure you're getting more greens in your diet. And because greens are so good for you, I was like, yes, I'm going to use these, help my body combat the candida faster by ensuring I'm getting all the nutrients I need. So that's where I got most of my recipes from. Some of them I just made up and just followed, making sure that, I followed the candida protocol, as I mentioned earlier, to ensure that I wasn't eating things that I shouldn't and were eating more of the things that I should be eating. So now I'll get straight to it and show you what I ate in a day when following the candida diet.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. What does perfect even mean? Is there even such a thing? Ooh, can we switch?
So these are the supplements I've been given by my naturopath to help also with my candida. So I take about 2 of these twice a day. So I have that as well. I have it usually with food. So I have it at the beginning of the day and at the end of the day. So to make my porridge, I just put in 1 cup of oats into a saucepan. Then I pop in a cup of almond milk and let that cook for a bit before I start stirring it together so it all combines and cooks nice and well. Then once that's done, I take it off the heat, pop it into a bowl, and then I add in 1 tablespoon each of cacao powder, cacao nibs, chia seeds, hemp seeds, and then I add in half a punnet or so of raspberries.
Perfect 10, whoa, whoa. And if I say it enough, it gets ingrained in my head, and I start.
And voila, breakfast is done. It tastes so good. Raspberries and chocolate are like the best combo ever. They are so good. Like, trust me, you'll like this. It's really nice and so healthy for you. It's so easy to whip up in the morning too if you're short on time, because it just takes 2-3 minutes and you're done. It's really, really good breakfast to make. So now I'm going to go on to lunch, which I love so much. It's like a simple salad that I got out of the Eat Your Greens book. It's a fennel salad and it tastes amazing. So I'll show you how I make that now.
Honey, I'm a perfect 10. Honey, I'm a perfect 10.
So all you need to make the salad is 1 fennel bulb, which you're going to trim, and then grab a handful of the fronds and reserve them on the side. Then you're going to grab a quarter of a red onion and finely chop it, 1 handful of finely chopped mint leaves, 1 handful of finely chopped dill fronds, and you're going to need some sea salt and freshly ground black pepper. For the dressing, all you're going to need is about 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. You can add a bit more if you think it's not enough. And then you're going to add 80 ml or half a cup of extra virgin olive oil. Then add some salt and pepper in and whisk it together. Then it's ready to be poured onto the salad. So when you're combining the salad together, you need a big bowl to pop in the chopped up fennel bulb, the chopped up red onion, the chopped mint leaves and dill fronds, and add in some freshly ground black pepper and mix that all together. Then once you've combined the salad ingredients, you're going to add in the salad dressing. Make sure you've covered all the salad so it has that delicious dressing on top, and mix it all together, and it's all ready to go. You're ready to eat it. Now, last but not least, we have dinner. So what I usually have for dinner is a range of things. Sometimes it's leftovers, sometimes it's what my family's made, sometimes it was what I've just whipped up in the kitchen. But today I'm just going to have a nice green smoothie, just something quick and easy, something light for dinner. I don't like having heavy things at dinner. So this green smoothie is amazing. It's delicious. I think I've mentioned it in one of my recipes before in my video of Wake Up With Me. I talked about this green smoothie, which I just love. It's so good. So it's great for your liver. It's really delicious, so easy to make, and you just pop it into your blender, whip it up, and it's ready to go. So it's also a wonderful recipe for those of you who are time poor and don't have as much time to make meals and things at night. So yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy it as much as I do, and it's pretty much the final meal of what I eat in a day on a Candida diet.
Disgusted with myself, and I'm disgusted with the way we're told to have a certain face, a certain weight because we aren't pixels on a screen. No, we're human, we breathe. Every single thing we see curated, it's overrated. These expectations, they keep weighing me down. My heart is begging me to get the hell out of my head. I'm trying to live inside the upside down for a minute and pretend, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, honey, I'm a perfect 10. Whoa, and if I say it enough,